Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and we're back again for yet another deck tech. So today's deck tech is still in the land of Phyrexia, or will be one, and I'm really hoping you've hit the subscribe button and you've hit the like button at the end of this video. But hit the subscribe button now if you're here, really appreciate it, thanks. So today's commander, going a bit tribally I suppose is the best way to put it. So and it's one of the better tribes I think that have come out recently, and it works quite well with what I'm doing with it. So what am I talking about? Well, today's deck tech is all about Kemba, Car Enduring. 1 and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature, cat cleric. Has a really great ability though. Whenever Kemba, Car Enduring, or another cat enters the battlefield as you control, attach up to one target equipment you control to that creature. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. And then you can pay 3 and 2 white to create a 2/2 white cat creature token. Yeah, it's a really good way of cheating the equipment onto your creatures, and you get to play with cats, which everyone, YouTube, everyone likes cats on YouTube. So here we go. Here's today's one. So what does the deck look like? Well, it looks like this. So the deck itself is obviously mono white, and most of the creatures in the deck are cats. I'm not going to say they're all cats. There's a few key cards you need to have in here to make sure you still make the best out of your equipment. But we'll start as usual with the mana base, mainly mono white plains, as you can see. The usual suspects: Reliquary Tower, Temple of the False God are here. But there's a couple of other things. I've chucked in Unclaimed Territory because we can name cat with it. Secluded Courtyard, again we can name cat. Command towers in because I figured monsters here. Castle Ardenvale obviously produces humans, but I figured you might need some blockers at some stage. Ijano Castle's in to prevent some damage to Kemba. It's fairly easy to remove at 2 toughness. And then we've got Emeria the Sky Rune in here as well, mainly because, well, we're playing mostly plains in the deck, so we should be able to hit the 7 and start returning things that may have been killed. Fabled Passage, Myriad Landscape help us get to the plains. And then obviously Nykthos is in here. As I said before, monocolour deck. We play Nykthos because it's just a good card in a mono deck. The rest of the ramp I've kept fairly simple for this one. So we've got Mox Tantalite, Mana Crypt, which can be replaced with the Soul Talisman if you prefer. Soul Ring, Mana Vault. Again, this can disappear. I've just put it in just to speed it up a little bit. Arcane Signet and Marble Diamond. That's it for the ramp side of things. We haven't gone too far on it. But what we have done is I've really gone down the cat route quite heavily. So we've got Leona Vanguard, Sacred Cat, Savannah Lions. Got to have them all in. And then we've got some equipment. So starting with equipment, Basilisk Collar. Don't forget, you're playing the equipment, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be playing the equip cost because you are just literally playing cats every turn, and it automatically equips once you've got Kemba in play. And getting Kemba into play isn't that difficult at all in this deck. 2 mana's pretty easy to get to, even if we are playing only 36 lands. It's pretty easy to get Kemba out on turn 2. I've done it a couple of times in test games and it works really well. So going forward, Ajani's Pridemate. Leona Arbiter is one of those cards that does annoy people. It does make you a bit of a target, but at the end of the day, you don't want people searching their libraries. So, and we don't, apart from if we're playing one of these two, we're not really going to be searching ours out. So it might slow down a little bit, especially with the multicolored decks that are coming around. Atraxa does a lot of searching to get its lands out. So if you can get Leona Arbiter out earlier, you're probably going to be better off for it. Anyway, going on. Dengard gets +1/+1 as long as it's equipped and has vigilance, which makes it a really good creature in this deck. Does the same thing, but Leona Shikatara means you can activate equip abilities anytime you can cast an instant, which, if your creature gets killed, you do need to do, and you've got some mana floating around, you can do it that way. This next bit of equipment, which is also white, so it helps with our Nykthos count. Seraphic Greatsword. Come in, quick creature gets +2/+2. When it attacks the player with the most life, or tied for the most life, you get 4/4 Angel as well. So a little bit of extra. Can't beat a little bit of extra if you need it. Saram, Senior Edificer, is here as well. Admittedly, it's not a cat, it's a dwarf. But getting that extra card draw is always great in a deck like this. Sunspear's in, just so we can do the first strike lifelink when we get it equipped, which we should be able to. And Vanguard of Brimaz is also here. This is really just here as a 2/2 cat. We're not really got anything that targets it. There's no instance or so on and so forth, or auras in the deck. So, but you know, it's a cat for 2 mana that's 2/2. That's why it's here. Arcane Signet I've mentioned. So Blackblade Reforge is here. This is great. This goes on Kemba and makes Kemba really impossible to block. It also, because you're doing the free equipment, you never really pay the 7 to do it either. So it's not a bad shout. Hero's Blade automatically equips when a legendary creature enters the battlefield. We've got a couple more coming up, so makes that a bit easier. Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots are here to protect Kemba. And the other one I'll point out is the Star for Titania. Equipped creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of forests you control. Yeah, we don't control any forests, but whenever it attacks, we create a 1/1 green forest dryad token, so it does start getting bigger as soon as we attack. So it's worth playing in this deck, I feel. The next non-cat token, Dathia Caspian Paragons here. Just in case things do go wrong and we do need to make sure we can equip stuff, having their equip costs reduced by 1's pretty useful in this deck. Prava the Steel Legion, because a lot of the things we're creating are tokens. We do get a lot of cat tokens with this deck. Giving them all +1/+4 on our turn's really good. And end of the day, if we need to create some extra soldiers, we can create some extra soldiers as blockers. I've put Radiant Destiny in. Obviously, we're going to be naming cats with this, which is great, so it gets another +1/+1 on them. And hopefully we'll get the City's Blessing quite quickly, which means all our cats then get Vigilance, and hopefully this doesn't get removed. Obviously, if it does, the traditional Elixir of Immortality is here to shuffle it back in. Sky Hunter Strike Force is something that got told to me about on stream when I was testing the deck the other night. Didn't know this card existed, had missed it completely, and yeah, it really fits in nicely, giving all the melee around as well, and the lieutenants, so all our creatures get menace, so you can't complain about that. And at the end of the day, it's a 3 mana 2/2 flyer that will, chances are, have equipment attached to it when it comes into play, so it just gets bigger. Brimaz, King of Aurelius, nice way of getting your cats into play and loads of cat tokens, so carry on doing the equipment stuff every turn. Kemba, the other version, the Car Regent's also in here. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/2 white cat creature token for each equipment attached to Kemba. So hopefully you'll get Kemba into play with a couple of equipment, get them attached for free because of the other Kemba, and go to town with some 2/2s at the beginning of your upkeep next turn. Skyguard, Cat Knight, flying, gain a bit of life, helps a bit with Ajani's Pride Mage. Sky Hunter Skirmisher, double striking cats with equipment. Yeah, they could be problematic. Chrome cat things, I wanted a bit of fun. Might as well have a robot cat while we're playing around with this. And the Scry can be helpful. Coalition Relic in for a little bit more ramp. Icon of Ancestry also is here. Obviously, we'll choose cats for this. This gives them all the creatures +1/+1. And then we can go and find our cats as well. I went heavy on the swords, so the usual selection of swords are in here for the equipment side of things. I'm not going to talk through them all, you've probably seen them all before in other decks. Up into the 4-drop round, Anointed Processions here. We're creating tokens, so let's make more tokens as we go along with the game. Armoured Sky Hunter lets us go and find a bit of equipment that we need, and we can put it on, if an equipment is put into the battlefield this way, attach it, so that's quite nice. It goes and finds one for us. Cub Warden, we could mutate it, or we could just play as a 3/5 with lifelink. Probably going to be the 3/5 with lifelink most of the time. If we have got away, maybe we can put it on top of one of the other creatures that flies. Put it on top of the Sky Hunter Skirmisher would be quite good if we do need to mutate, but yeah, we can see how it goes. Felidar Guardian, it's a cat beast, but I'm not really sure if we're going to blink anything in out. But we can see how that goes. There doesn't seem a lot of things to blink in the deck, but it's a 1/4 cat, and it's a traditional cat I wanted to play. Felidar Retreat makes us more cat tokens as we go along. Obviously, they trigger a Kemba as well, so landfall gives us more tokens. I've included, this is one of the, I did have originally have quite a few more bits of the Mirrodin equipment in here, but I was getting a bit anxious about having Rebel creature tokens, so I've left this one in because it does give flying, which can be useful. And creatures you control that equip get +1/+0. And since we're going to be equipping a lot of our creatures, it seemed like a reasonable compromise to have one Rebel deck. Leonin Arbus is in here, gives us all our artifacts hexproof, which can help them being destroyed. Prowling Felidar, do the whole landfall thing. You get the +1/+1 counters. We can't complain too much. Yes, it's a little bit expensive for 2, 3 for 4 mana, but it's got vigilance, and hopefully you can play it. Then put a land down so you get 3, 4 with vigilance, or maybe something even better if you've got some equipment kicking around. Balan, Wandering Knight. I know I've done this as a deck tech before on its own, but obviously this is a cat as well, so it made sense to have this in here. And end of the day, you can do the Alpha Strike with it and attach all the equipment if things are getting blocked. That's what it's going for. The other non-cat creature is Halver, God of Battle. Probably going to be playing more for the Sword of the Realm side, just for the +2/+0 in the vigilance, and the ability to return the creature to its hand when it dies. So that does kind of help us a little bit. But if we need to play Halver and do all the double striking side of things, so be it. Giselle Goldmane's in. So another cat. We can hopefully hit the 5 mana bit to do the attacking creatures, given +X/+X for the number of attacking creatures, which will help us win. War Leader attacks, creates some cat tokens, a lifelink that taps and attacking, so we can't complain at that. Yes, another one that isn't a cat. Moondrake, Gloria Dominus is in here. I like this card. I'm looking at doing a whole series on the Dominus one, so you'll see that coming soon. But this one's in here because it does help us with our token production. And at the end of the day, we can sacrifice a couple of the tokens to put an indestructible counter on Dominus if we need, on Moondrake if we need to. So hey, Trove Warden, just to save us things that do get destroyed and we can't find the elixir of immortality. Can exile them with landfall, and then when it dies, put them all back onto the battlefield under our control. And it's any permanent card that's in our graveyards. It does work with all the swords and anything else down here that we may be getting removed. So that's pretty cool. Wrath of God, just a little bit to control the board. Door of Destinies, choose creature type, cat. Cast a creature spell, put a charge counter on it, get +1/+1 for each charge counter. Seems to be a good way to do it. And Helm of the Host is here as well. I'll put Helm of the Host in because if we get it equipped on Kemba, which would be quite nice, a couple of Kembas means you can move 2 equipments around each time, 3 equipments, so on and so forth as you ramp up. So I think it's a worthwhile inclusion. The equip 5 is a little bit harsh, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, because we are producing tokens, I've chucked in Cathar's Crusade to make sure we can pump them all up a bit. Regal Carousel's in as well. I'd give all the other cats +1/+1 and get a couple of tokens as well, which is nice. And Vanquish's Banisher. Again, choose a creature, choose cat type as the creature, and then you're going to draw cards when you cast them. So helps us get through our deck a little bit quicker. The final card, just for a little bit of fun at the end here, is Jareth, Leonin Titan. Whenever it blocks, it gets +7/+7. You can give it protection. But it's a really big cat, and people do still forget about this existing from the original Onslaught set back in the day. So if you don't know where it's come from, but I played this a while in Standard. I quite enjoyed playing it in Standard. So I figured, cat deck, might as well include it in here. But that's it. Kemba's probably one of the easier decks to build at the moment if you've got the equipment. I mean, obviously I've got all the swords in this deck, but you can play just cheaper equipment. Bone Splitter's good. Any of the equipment that really comes into play that's cheap and you can get equipped is really good with this card. Don't forget, when the creatures are equipped, this also chucks out +1/+1 pump, which is nice. So that's it. It's a bit of a short video today because it's pretty much a simple deck to play, hence why I'm not doing too much with it, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you think I've missed any major bits of equipment out, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think I should have put in the deck instead. Hopefully you've hit the like button and you've hit the subscribe button, but please do if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. We're sitting at the moment as I record this video 124 people subscribing on YouTube, so only 876 to go to hit the magic 1000. So if you are watching this, please hit the button, help me out a bit. But that's it for now. Hopefully I'll see you soon, but come and see me on stream, see me watch play the deck. Stream details are down below in the bio, so thanks for that, and I'll see you when I do the next deck take care. See you soon. Bye.